Don't go. The dark clouds rolled in. This good city that we love. But if you close your eyes, this tastes good. Does it almost feel like you've been here before? How are we gonna be an optimist about this? City that we love. Yo, sup? Your guardian, good morning to you. Good morning and finest grand rising, what they say. Sup, Winter? Sup, Danny? Sup, Will? What you talking about, Mr. Willis? That's his name, right? Sup, Winter? I am Heather. Sup, Heather? It's been a while. Sarzul. New footage of the Twin Towers. Anyway. Da-na-na-na-na. But if you close your eyes, thank you so much for sending me a heart. James, good morning, dude. Hope you've had a fantastic last 48 hours actually. I didn't go live yesterday. Didn't go live? Yeah, I woke up late. Slept in and then did readings. So when I woke up, my cats were lying next to me. It's really nice. Because the cats tend to avoid each other because the one disturbs the other one, and now they're being chill. I kind of think, I look at it as an indicator. Like if the part of the world doesn't get along with itself, it's tolerating itself to be close to me. Which is my way of seeing it, as in, bro, James, I love these, they're so cosmic. Thank you so much for that, dude. Thanks, James. But if you close your eyes and saying, and so now, yeah, like, as if I was the particle that's the God particle, and then, the two 6-dimensional natures, cats, are willing to look at each other and realize they're mirrors. You pretty much read into everything. And it's quite funny, the idea of reading into everything and then getting weird readings. So is this a sign I must do it or not? As opposed to a universe that's always actually open. It's just funny, the idea of different readings. I think I posted a thing the other day about it, identifying schizophrenics. So I can send them random number sequences every 15 minutes. It seems like pretty, that's rude. But I promise you, a person who's having a mental slip, if you can get them to laugh, then it'll auto sort it out. Psychosis, a manic episode, and schizophrenia. If you can get laughter to take place, it literally will dissipate all the effects. You lost sight of self, basically. Which is weird. And then it's weird. You've lost sight of self, you've also overgained sight of self. James, thanks again for the galaxy. Was it called a galaxy? It was a galaxy. Dude, thank you. Sup, fireworks, let's go. What is up? Everything, really. So, I always talk about the golden age and the taproot of if there was a golden tree. Yesterday, with what Sam's reading, was the 5th one. But James, we know James, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, we are, and it's, when I say it now, how, what I'm trying to say is your brain goes, okay, hold the model, we're totally crazy, making up nonsense, and we think we're God. And then the other one, and you compare them, and it's like, there's so many people understand it so many different ways, but it is what we understand. It is what it is through and through and through, basically. And that clarity is here now. If you listen to Boozer's reading, that's a reading for, it's us, it's 13. It's 13D, all one being. You wouldn't want a different identification at that level. James, what a good time to be alive. And yet, Yeah, leave it right there. See, now, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I would go, and yet you created it all from your God point of view. And that's what I must not do. Just step down one level below that and just appreciate. Because you know when I say you're God's gift to itself, even the James is the unique multidimensional appreciation of what's taking place. So ego personality as human spirits, exactly. See, and what you're saying right now, I would go, yeah, but I didn't actually hear, it took me a second listening or reading of what you said, meaning you would see it as the spirit is the resonance of the essence of XYZ. So whether you get an animal spirit or whatever, meaning the vibration that's contained within the perception of that universal expression as a human spirit. And you see how all of right now, I got a micro enhancement of your meaning when using simple words where the words can inflect something different. Now, everyone's gnosis is starting to enhance each other like that as well. And then I know there's a lot of silence, people stepping above the thought level and just chilling there now. Like I have faith in my default universal unfolding. Which is strange. You would think it would be easier to read the planet right now. It's actually getting more difficult because there's so much dynamic shifting. Even though people are stepping off and not cognitively manifesting, karmically manifesting, and are happy with it. They're so far above balanced karma and yet that's making the place more dynamic. You think it would have less instructions or less people manifesting, but it's actually more dynamic manifesting, and the way all the manifestations affect each other. Yeah, fireworks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've been in this time before a few times. Guardian angel. And then do you think in this time before a few times, do you think we, as in other successful system-busting raids, or do you think we've reset and restart because we got something wrong along the way, and now this is like a top score? Like the day after tomorrow, Tom Cruise, and then like the memories get reset whenever we fail. You mean it like that? Or do you mean it's like, no, we do this regularly? Like we've been in the same situation, illuminating another realm before. I do see it that way, as at the lowest point of a story. I am. What was I going to say? I have to say, I am. Sup, Christy? And what else? And then that's it. Now it feels weird talking about mirrored worlds. Talking about any person, any event. Mirrored worlds. That's the game now. Mirrored worlds. Not actual separate other. All within, all part of one's own multidimensional processing. Which, from a point of view, if there were controllers of this planet, they've had their shit hijacked. And it's a total different even technology. It's a total different level of reasoning. It's a different technology. It's more refined and expanded. It's beyond their realm of perception, let alone interference or negating or. You got that, dude, James. That's perfectly said. You know, self-catching a vibe, exactly. Narcoleptic. Good morning. I think we were going into avatars to raise the level of the human being. It does work like that. I was thinking about yesterday. I was looking at the color lilac, which you know has been coming up recently, and light purple, just as colors that are resonant remnances, that your presence always leaves a realm better. Because your presence is made out of that realm's relationship with itself. And that's at your power level at that point of vibration, meaning vibration. So you have a spiritual shadow that you experience, but you've also got a spiritual effect shadow that is enhanced once you're not around, once you've left an experience or an environment or a timeline. If we knew that in our core, we would really have a greater sentiment about ourselves. There's this weird thing that if we were told we're great, ego kicks in more, and it's not the case. A being that feels fulfilled and knows itself holistically actually has contentment. It doesn't go carry extra, you know. So why did I say that now? Why did that connect to the previous thing? Oh, yeah. Your avatar upgrades. The realm, basically. It's the tuning fork that can affect the space. If you didn't grow a tuning fork, you're human, basically, is your tuning fork. And it really is. To the point where there's a thing of you turn back to more chaotic energy so you can interface. But if you were absolutely confident in that, you would know all atoms in the universe that need to manifest seek you, basically. The universe isn't going to carry on without you. You can have faith in just being silent, meditate, and that all themes and activities aren't going to go. They're not going to carry on without you. I can't explain that. Jonathan Livingston Siegel, best book to read to explain that concept, where you can go ahead and look. You can go ahead or you can go back and teach, basically. You can go ahead and it's more lonely the further ahead you go, because you're actually slipstreaming your self-definition. You're not co-opting your self-definition through an interface with somebody else. But there's a trade-off in both directions. And then that trade-off eventually eclipses itself. It's illusionary to talk company or alone, because in true company you're in alignment, so you're still alone, and you can define it as company, but you get to the point where it's like, okay, that's not really, I can call it that, you know, I can call it a laptop, but I know what it's really is, what its true essence is. What? Holographic extension of my environment, ultimately self. Not the way it appears, basically. Although there is a truth about form serving function. And then in the light worker's handbook talks about what's energetically, what you see on the outside is what's trapped on the inside. And that could do with the object itself expressing itself until it completes its destiny, and then it does its expression, and then gets to cease to be. But it could also mean how you perceive an external event is you. In other words, you're going to perceive it based on your stuck energy. So if I label a person as rude or up or down, that's me. I see what I am, not what is. What is what I am. And so you see that it's your own energy that's being processed through whatever's grabbing your attention externally. Which means you should get to a point of thoughtless flow, where everything flows through you. Shouldn't stam, actually. You see, there's this funny thing of perceive it as it is, enlightenment, and then to perceive it lesser to degrees, to use that perception as a creation tool. So there's a weird dichotomy in the double thingy. Yes, James. Now, I've noticed that, James, a normal person talking, notice if they cross their arms, because remember, everything is holographic, so my hand, in fact, this part of my finger is the same energy as the rest of the finger, the rest of the hand, the rest of the arm. There's a Fibonacci, and so that would make sense then that my five senses are represented here. If I do this, I'm going to obviously change my energy flow subtly. And then you'll notice certain people sitting, sometimes the little finger will be up. That all means something. And it's not that they're cognitively doing it, it's just, it's memories. We used to be infinite types of mages and sages and witches, and there used to be all kinds of energy, subtle manipulations, different hand things, and then it'll come through either in the genetic memory or your soul used to sit like this for eons. So it takes on this sitting when it wants to, but it's all energy. Energy flows out of the fingertips. You could turn on, I wish there was a contrast button, a spiritual contrast button that you could turn. Like microdose, LSD, DMT, turn it down. Okay, I see the energy's there. Yes, it's always there. Now, okay, as opposed to go on a long trip and then your memories fade days after the trip because it's of a too high a thingy. But just to get a sample that in your cognitive mind, rational mind, that there's lots of invisible energies that are actually real energies, below and above our spectrum of perception. I notice this body language is how I read is. Thank you so much, Fireworks. Thank you so much for that. And then Karen, thank you too, and good morning. Thanks for the community fest. Okay, that job. I got caught up with everybody. Thank you so very, very much. It's your Thursday night right now. What state are you in again, Fireworks? I've asked you before, I just forgot. You're in Colorado. Oklahoma, Colorado. Are they on the top? Isn't Oklahoma on top of Colorado? Not that's thingy. I did get slightly to the side. I always think of America down the middle and then go slightly to the side, up or down. Slightly to the side, up or down. Connecticut, New York. I have thought a lot about going to Colorado. I'm going to say to you, dude, got a very clear thing for you. You know, you get vows, poverty vows. You know, poverty vows where you're a monk, whatever, and you're like, listen, I'm not gathering wealth. I'm not gathering anything in this life. I'm just going to focus on the good book. That kind of thing. 2 lifetimes ago. So if you go, and even in this, when I was talking about it yesterday, I basically got this image clearly for you from guides, from spirit. And then also they used it as a learning abstract truth. Okay, so 2 lifetimes ago, if you want to say that, you had a very serious one. And then in this lifetime when you were younger, you could see how not just money, but if you had what people were looking for, the right answers, the right way of being, there was a part of you was averse to encouraging people to be nice to the superficial things. And you mentioned it in a life that you almost didn't want too much money in this life so that you could see how people are, you know. Inside yourself. So now you would think I'd say, now, tap on your left shoulder twice, turn around and tell yourself, I break all vows. Okay, now don't do any of that. It's not going to be anything like that. Quietly, inside yourself, silently, smile, knowing that if you've ever done that, it will serve its purpose, and you want to reset your relationship when it comes to energy flow. And don't say anything. Don't even say any mind. Quietly, that's how you do it. You're going to quietly know that because you've strongly cognitized the topic, it's clear and balanced. And sell your possessions, go to Colorado and get a mini home and go get into the cannabis industry. Now, there was a vision like that, like you going on a more of a, not a hermit mission, but you know, it's something to do with the industry as well, funny enough. That's why Colorado popped in. I think it was the first state that legalized. I'm not saying you must actually do that. That's more of a jokey thing, but also truish. But mainly the thing where you smile. And think of a clear, transparent, which leaves you just slightly peacefully happy content. Because you know it's effective and now you're clear. And you're going to see things are going to occur to you differently. Like sometimes there will be opportunities that you'll just be blind to because it'll lead to, you know, a better energy flow. Yeah. So do it, James. The thought was right. Go for it, and catalog it. Come up with something crazy. Come up with something cool. Because I was thinking, you got that thing of not too anchored where you are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I will stay with this knowing mind. Yes. And then you know what I mean? Because you in a way don't have absolute roots, and you're in like one of the greatest countries in the world, right? It's big and it's got things going on, and you could drive from one place to the next, or you could say, listen, I'm starting a GoFundMe. I want to visit every cat shelter in the whatever. Just you can, as if you were your inner child. What would your inner child do if you had an adult supervising it? It could do anything it wanted. But this is what this is. This is what, you know, and it's God at the same time. You know, you could. But then again, I get that, you know, suppose, yeah, you can always pop back and visit. If there's anyone you want that you'll miss physically, you can always pop back through that place and visit them. Good morning, Crystal. Crystal, Vegas. How are you? Isn't Vegas... Oh, is it California? I'm thinking California. Isn't California on fire right now? Oh, doesn't she? Okay, so that's a variable right now. You mentioned that to her and she's like, oh, go anyway. I'm trying to think if you come up with a compromise where there's somewhere she wanted to visit. Oh, shame. Crystal's like, I don't know what it usually is. Why am I thinking Vegas and California are near to each other? I saw a video yesterday, some girl was hiking, and then she's like, she basically, on Garmin, apparently you can push a button, actual panic button. She's like, I'm stuck between this thing and this thing and this fire, and I need a helicopter to come get me. That's interesting, fireworks, because I can see the thing itself being lucrative, you know? Like, why did you sell the idea first? Like, do a GoFundMe for the mini home part, and then you can make that the first part where you film the renovating of the vehicle. You buy yourself 3 months. A vehicle that you know that you build for your trips, and then reverse engineer it. Sell the trip in advance. Like, do a GoFundMe of what you would need for the trip, and then produce video content out of it. Maybe reverse engineer the whole thing. Sell the idea to people. Yeah, I mean, a daily update. Listen, this is how the vehicle's looking, or this is where my funds are, or I think, and then go and watch other people who've done this. Just grab the outline, you know. I mean, there's so many mini home. I wonder if there's road trip channels out there. And then you start calling places. Once you've got anything going, you just start calling places for sponsorship. So listen, I'm traveling this, You guys can be the guys that sponsor all my videos for all my road trip. Like, what's the most popular food place in America, you know, where you know you're going to pass them all the time? Try to sell the whole idea to one of them. Well, I'm basically just, thank you. I'm just throwing out lots of different concepts where I can feel there's a gap, meaning people would wait for someone to pull in and give them a unique idea. I'm doing this with a road trip and I've got these vehicles and this is how it works. And this is what the reason is. Bring awareness to awareness. You know, on the side of your building, on the side of your vehicle, you're God dreaming your lives, humans. Everything is your energetic mirror. Wake the fuck up. You become that guy. Drive around in that vehicle. I was super bummed. Jim Carrey and Kingston, they're comedians. They were like, in Kingston, Sam Kennington, I mean, he was from a preacher family. And for fun, they were like, let's just get a giant tent and go on a preacher charismatic road trip. Let's see how much money we can make. We just talk about the Lord. So they were going to do it as a fun thing, you know. They ended up not. He says, in Jim's like, we would have made more money than comedy. The Christians are hectic down south. Everything felt hopeless and needed money. I was super bummed because everything felt hopeless and needed money. What happened, Crystal? And then you say you... It's bored. What happened, Crystal? Tell us. Like, my thing is, I know it's going to go into a good story, but there's always that beforehand where I'm like, no, what happened? Made me feel guilty that I ever have doubt. Some fireworks. Hectic, Crystal. I'm actually going to start to feel weird here, where Crystal's Wow, Crystal and Boozer, and you guys are better. No, I'm not saying better example. It's amazing. What I'm trying to say is better examples than me. Like I'm like, hey guys, I learned how to play with a stick, and I teach you guys, and you guys are like, look at this, and you basically you're applying the thing flawlessly. Crystal, well done. And the thing is, Crystal, I've done that so many times where things will be looking slightly dippy. I'll do that. 2 days late, like the next day, that'll happen. Like the $800 will deposit, and then suddenly everything's fine. And then the next day, I'll be like, literally, I've done it so many times. You forget how effective it is, and it feels so effortless. It's like, oh, I smiled and held a good attitude, even though that's actually a ridiculous thing to do, considering it's like, this is real, this is food, this is life. This place is solid. No, it's not. It starts to flow out. But it's easy to say. It's like, don't worry. It feels the same as if I was saying, guys, we're going to go stand in the middle of the road, okay? I know the big trucks are driving at us, but I promise you, if you smile, the truck stops just before it hits you in the face. And you guys are, okay, Garth, let's go and start in the middle of the road. And then the vehicle actually stops. I'm like, oh, I know it stops. Fuck. No, I'm joking. I know it works, but it also takes you to be perfect for it to work. Crystal, well done, and thank you. More than the money and more than you doing it. Thanks, my spiritual ego needs you to be effective and not get hit by the big vehicle. Everything is a mirror. Amen. I know I'm not joking. I know I'm not. But there's a human in me. There is, Garth? Not really. I'm killing it slowly. There's a doubting little literal being in me that, knows how things work. This doesn't matter energy. It's not fucking, God, dreaming your life. You don't get to hold things true and then the blinking of the universe puts another timeline in front of you and makes everything okay. The fuck? You guys cuckoo. We're going to drink Kool-Aid next. I hear that voice perpetually, That's who I'm fighting. Whenever I'm talking, I'm basically just not verbalizing that side and fighting that thing. Or is it rational, limited mind that nerfed God? Punch you in the face. So, and I hear it, because I hear it in 1,000 people who having that moment with themselves or with somebody else who said something that's true, and then they're like, oh, is it? But you meditate now, that kind of thing. Awakening! Yo, it's been ages. Then I had a CEO millionaire call me for... Because Crystal, the last time I got that clearly, that there's a huge... I spoke about it at the beginning of the year, and it hasn't taken place like I saw it. And now there's this thing in front of us where I'm like, hey, quickly go get lotto tickets. I'm going to go definitely get a lotto ticket today. Like everybody's primed, if you know what I'm saying. Good morning, Amy! Top of this finest day of the year. Mm-hmm. So Crystal, well done for not getting out of the way of that train. Train must move. This is I walk this way every day. When was the last time the train came this way? That's the kind of irrationality you have when you override reality. And I say override it. That reality is your momentum to literally pick the train up and put it on another track. Fireworks, dude. Thank you so much. See, Crystal, I know from another point of view. Remember I speak about time-coded thingy? So when the collector does, meaning you gave me a huge gift, allowing me to be the one to remind you of what you already know and already are. You know what I'm saying? That was given to me, that was lent to me on a higher self point of view, because it's already been achieved, you already knew in parallels and pasts. And so you knew it would be triggered when you encountered somebody who was at this level. You could have encountered thousands of other people. You could have done it by yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? So it is a gift. It's a gift to reawaken, to allow another person to be. You know what I'm trying to say. So thank you. It's an interesting gift because there's a core in all of us that all knowing. But right next to that being, there's another being that needs its rational experience. lifted, basically. And it's not always through experiencing it, it's through having shared it and then had seen something else experience it. It grounds something, anchors something. I'm just writing a Guardian statement. Do what you love without experience. But it's so true. It's so true. It makes me feel stupid to read out loud. Do what you love without any expectation on the outcome and have no expectation. That's where you're going to go into your God flow, your Teo flow. Absolutely agree. Da-na-na-na-na. What was that? Something pump. Something poof. Sup, Annelie? I'm just feeling a ridiculous amount of silence. Like I used to have to type things in. Now I can't explain it. Just I'm more effective silently. It's weird. I think the whole planet would rather listen to the whole planet now than have its own opinion. Because now that once you know, you're like, you want to listen to the rest of it figuring it out. That's what it sounds like in a way. Like there's 9 layers of noise, and the 9th layer is now gone silent because it's gone Christ conscious. And now you're watching the shadows in 8 basically rewrite what made you figure it out. And I can hear, and every time a dimension shuts down, there's more potency. So it's a quicker realization on the next level. You basically meditate and go and describe an entire new inner realm now. So the realm is mirrored inside one and the same topography. Yes. Yeah, who said that? That's exactly what is happening. It's the greatest way to say it. The word equalizing, multidimensional balance. Yes, Angel, yes. To the point where I'll be listening to something, and then I'll be listening to a video, and then suddenly it'll feel like I'm listening to the listening. I'm listening to the listening. It's like, what the fuck am I listening to? I'm listening to. What is sound? And suddenly he's like, what is sound anyway? You know? There's a part of me that can have more direct, pure experience than the being having the experience. I'm not identifying with that being, the being having the experience. There's being experiencing it just before the being is experiencing it. And now my being is willing to go along with true being. I can't explain. It's above verbal at this point. Well, if I want to describe that stuff. Oh, the man aspect on the phone, who you paid. That's huge. Crystal, that's huge. Crystal, from when you just said what he said, I can actually feel what he said. As in, we're all the same. And the thing is, the rich feel perpetually attacked. And there's a truth that a lot of famous rich people just know this and have worked it themselves by themselves. They haven't gone, I want to go teach a bunch of people. They're just this. They know it. They've born many lifetimes. They regularly. The physical world that's something that they've got. They can get the things. They can do their thing. But then there's a bunch of humans. This is my issue. It's their issue. But theirs is poverty. Mine is spiritual poverty. Where the whole world can have money. The whole world can be rich if it knew its energy and knew how to manage its budget itself. But then there's miseducation on levels, basically. And then it gets perpetuated because not all the rich are trying to educate everybody. So there's almost the place when I say equalizing, it's catching up with its understanding of itself so that everybody can know their own economy. Therefore, they can know how to interface with the economy.
You know MGMT?
Mm-hmm.
All their music videos are basically hobbits on acid.
Really?
All their music videos, hobbits on acid.
Sounds legit. And then you're going to find there's a lot more faith, Crystal, in the upper echelon handing out their cash to projects and people. Because a lot of them will do it in a second if that would solve anything. But if you hand it to an unergonomical system, you're just throwing your money away. Oh my gosh. Crystal, are you still telling us a story here and I'm interrupting you with all my stupid interpretations? Was it a luck thing last night with the money and then also talking to the dude and then you got offered a job now? I feel like you're amazing, Crystal. I feel like such an idiot. In that, like I'm saying that like this, because you are amazing. The reason I say I feel like an idiot is that you, where do I start and stop? Like what have I done? You know, I've done nothing. And you've gone and outdone anything I said I could do with what I've said to you. And what I've said to you is just me reminding me. I've said nothing to you, done nothing for you. And now and now you've succeeded, you know, you've succeeded in it, and using it, and using the positive attitude. And now what am I going to do? Go, oh, well done, Garth. I know it's wall-to-wall God, including you and your little performance. You know what I'm trying to say? Meaning, your life is real. It's still a performance. Incredible, Crystal. Well done, by the way. See, now, a shitty guru person would be like, yeah, did it, because I was there for you. And I'd rather laugh at myself. Well done. Yeah, what is Las Vegas? What is it? No ways. That's ridiculously... Now, isn't it... How long ago was it? And is it the same time this year or next year? Because now that the people that go to it, the amount of shoulders you're going to rub with and the potential magic and the potential... It's like a launch pad for so much potentially. It was the last March. When's the next one? And then Fireworks, have you heard about Secret Knock? I heard about it from Crystal for the first time. September. Are you having a second? Wait, are you going to have them every 6 months? But yeah, awesome that is. You've got basically 2 months-ish. Not even a month. But the point is, the amount of people you're going to, it's all, you know, dynamic, amazing people. Oh. Fireworks, you'll love it. Google it. Or TikTok it. Not now. Maybe if you want. Secret Knock. And you go look at it. Look at all the different... And then didn't you already book some guests? Isn't someone amazing speaking? Do after the live. Yeah, do after the live. Oh, really? Area 51 isn't in Vegas, is it? Why would I... Yeah, Broom Lake, Vegas. Nevada Gaming Commission. Yeah, so that's... Broom Lake, yeah, that's it, Nevada. Hey, I'm good, eh? I said it before you said it. Or maybe probably the same time, because there's a delay in the typing arriving. So Nevada is... Yeah. No ways. Crystal. Man. You make me feel better than I should about myself, you know, associating with you, knowing you, basically. This is where knowing that everything's a mirror comes in handy. Because then you can feel, you know, if you associate with cool people, then you'll be like, oh, I must be cool. Right, Lord, I'm asking you a question. Am I right? I'm cool, right? Through association. Mm-hmm. I can hear the universe right. I go, oh God, that's how you make people feel. I know, it's not the point. I only make people feel that way because they made me this way. It's all a selfless. You're selfless. You're seamless. It's all self and it's selfless. It's a selfless energy refining, enhancing loop. Okay, but it'll be called that, okay? It won't be at the actual Area 51, just hanging where the Area 51 employees fly from. Still, you know, as an idea that a spiritual platform, conceptually, that anything to do with aliens or alternative thinking are spiritual concepts. So it's still that. Area 51 is still that. And in a way, aliens aren't as traditional as we think they are when it comes to spaceships and other humanoids. A lot of the alien energy is form different. It's magic, actually. Oh, really? Are you really going to have, like, Batmobile? It is. It really is. Fireworks. It really is sick. Crystal, well done. As in Guardian, as in Guardian, listen to Terence McKenna, Mushroom Speaks. And then just think of mushrooms as your DNA. Whatever the mushrooms say, your DNA. They basically say we've got the blueprints for starships. You've got it's built into you. So I'm not sure I think I'm intuiting that that's what you're thinking. It's part of you to remember that we're all energy and that we actually can create what we want. Okay, cool. But then there's actual catalogs and catalogs, because the root races that the humans are made out of, they were eons. Hey, I was thinking something yesterday, jumping subject totally. Satellites. If civilizations existed on Earth, why no satellites? You don't go and clean satellites up when you move on. So like if Atlantis collapsed and humanity fucked out, there would have been satellites. The place would still be littered from previous civilizations. It's not like humans are going to go, okay guys, we've evolved, we're energy now, we no longer need to be physical on the planet, let's move on into higher dimensions. Oh wait, let's quickly clean up all the satellites we've made. It's not going to happen, he's going to fuck off. Oh, it doesn't work like that. It's time, space pockets. Never mind. The universe is a giant creature. I was going to ask that question, the answer actually came to me, and I said, no, forget what I was saying. I wonder what the thingy is there. So crystal and fireworks will talk. As in, if fireworks can get involved in any capacity, then we have a dimensional shifter too, our brain, yeah. It's going to be like that. It's going to be like your brain will know it's going to simplify how the timelines and all of it works and how you relate to it. So it'll feel like you're just touching different strings in your mind to go and jump timelines. So meditation is the quickest way there.
Love you.
Love you so much. Have a super day. Finish at 3, eh?
Yeah.
You're off this weekend.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
And tonight's my mom's birthday.
My friend said he found Jesus. And I was like, woohoo, we're going to be rich. But that's not what he meant. I love you. Dun dun dun, the Eastern Front. What do you do? That's so brilliant. It's like you're overqualified. I love the part where he goes, I create my own world. You're like, yeah, we'll look into that. You could actually fit into Secret Knock. Yeah, you see the previous guests that have been, it's basically, to me, it's like I went to Burning Man, I sipped the foam off the cappuccino and then I left. You know, Secret Knock is the foam from Burning Man. It's where your hippie-ish energy and your cutting-edge AI, quantum, truth, that whole thing. It's where they meet, like a weird teardrop. It's like, that's enough, thanks. I've had enough, Burning Man, thank you. Secret knock. I wonder what else is... Those two things, are what I just said, are the closest things to each other. What else is there on a world stage that's even close to those kinds of... Obviously here we've got Africa Burn. That's our version of Burning Man. Walking to a holographic machine, yeah. The universe isn't as solid, I'm telling you. And it's finding that balance between physical and non-physical, that crossover moment, that 0 point. So all information, all blueprints, all structure, and also it's where it's this least amount of energy it'll take. It's not a freaking machine that has to generate energy to manifest an object. It's actually, it's working on infinite subtleties. And I'm pretty sure everyone's here, your impressions of it is greater than what I just said. You get impressions, you get psychic impressions of the subtler energies. And you think about getting an impression of a subtler energy and how it works is the equivalent of getting an upgraded part. That which you're cognitive of is that much more potent than what your subconscious and unconscious are dealing with. So now you say that now, and I can guarantee, Angel, if everyone here, it's only 12 people, wherever you're at, you will see rainbows in the next 24 hours. I don't care what your weather's doing. And outside. It could be a sprinkler that does it. And that's how it starts. People go, oh, I said rainbow, I said this, I said all those things in the next hour. And eventually you go, wait, what am I not creating? And then a lot of you are default. You are always creating, and then a lot of you haven't considered it as a manifestation because it's default. And half of your manifestation will always be on a holding pattern, basically. It's like the more you get, the more you liberate, the less you'll need, and the less you consider liberation and entrapment any kind of concept in itself. It's not like, no, too many rainbows. No, what, James? You can literally go to sleep now. Probably a dream about a rainbow, or the last video you watch will be about how rainbows are dangerous. But also 24 hours. You get to go to sleep, still wake up to a giant rainbow. Eventually turns into this thing where we're all manifesting each other things and we're like getting irritated. I'm like, I manifested a Rolex. You're like, I know, another one. I don't want another Rolex. I don't even like Rolex. Just because they're rich, expensive watches doesn't mean I want one. I manifested another Lamborghini for you. You're like, I want any more parking space. I'm sorry. I thought you'd like it. I manifested a giant plaque. Why? I don't know. Here's a trophy. What for? I don't know. I just want to give you things. Humans get like that with each other. It's like, stop manifesting shit in my garden. I'm like, but I wanted you to have a giant statue of David. God, I hate the golden age. It's horrible. Remember when we used to pay tax? Watch, like 400 years from now, we're all complaining. Oh, no, what's the point? Everything we want, we have. I can just blink and there's a banquet in front of me. Remember when we should have saved 3 months so we could have cake and a bag of sweets at my birthday party? I remember when we used to live in the forest and we used to lose a family member every 2 months from a snake bite. Man, it used to be so good. A pot of gold is under there. Absolutely. The pot of gold literally is you going fourth dimensional. Literally, it's got to do with the four clover luck. 4-dimensional self will always be thinking of self and the nature of self, and therefore will only be imbuing positive spells, not cursing itself. And then, yeah, that's it. And then that's it. 4 instead of a 3D locked being. Rainbow. Everything everything is made out of 7 colors and 7 notes. If I can know that I'm the origin of that, technically I'm my own pot of gold. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you get the Garth Award. I don't know, I made a whole bunch of them. In South Africa, there's a thing called the curry cup. It's a trophy that's like big, giant gold thing, like huge. I think the Stanley Cup might look similar. Yeah, the Stanley Cup probably looks exactly the same, but in silver. Our curry cup is gold. It's a giant curry cup, yeah. Anyway, point is, I think of that thing, you know, I think of handing someone a trophy and a giant check. But the idea of just handing them out to people for, you know, you tried hard today. I know, I thought of a weird, like a YouTube channel. You get the YouTube channels now that go around for shock things, upsetting people. I like the nice ones. There's one of the nice ones you could come up with. You know, just handing bunches of flowers to old people or... But I'm all for shoving cameras in homeless people's faces and giving them stuff. I think there's a quote, I don't think Jim Carrey actually said it. He's like, imagine being homeless and someone shoves a camera in your face. I'm like, yeah, fine, shove a camera in my face and pay me. You know, the idea of making money and sharing, I like that. You give money to homeless people and uplift people. And surely there's an entire industry in itself. But then again, I suppose they're also in the internal topography of the people being assisted would also have to be aligned. And none of this is real, it's all just energy dancing with itself. But it was themselves that was the goal, exactly. So, again, say gold, you say, to me, the idea of alchemizing from lead to gold, you know, monatomic gold, you become the singularity. Life's waters don't drive you insane, which is what, you know, lead pipes, Romans going insane. Sorry. Fireworks. There's a really funny thing where it's a guy that did the if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy, he does it really fast on TikTok. He does one where he's like, and the voice that had been narrating his life was slowly getting louder. Out of my head, he said. And the voice slowly understood that he had had enough. When will you leave me alone? But alas, the voice that had not had enough of narrating his life. Get out of my head! And it's him doing it all for himself. It's really funny. That's a really classic concept, James. But like a mystic question. How many personalities are there? Because it's not. These archetypal personalities, the difference in personality, that's deep. I'd say 2-1. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Because I can now see, if I had layers, say I have layers to 108 layers to my nature, there's not a single human I can look at where I can't see, oh, that's one of my layers. Because there's times when you're being impressed on, and there's times when you're impressing on. When you're being impressed or impressing on, there's half of it isn't perceived. But then everyone else that you don't identify with is the space between your impressions and you're impressed. So I'd say 1, personality, me. 2, me and myself. Me and my alternator. I'm like, you know, God. It's basically me in high tide and me in low tide. It's still my water. And that's everybody. And the space between me and me is everyone else changing it as well. Yeah, exactly the same. Like to the T. Personality, preference, aversions. Like if you think about it, if you love someone and you care and you want them happy and you have a third alternative natural inclinations, you meet that thing half the time, other half the time you're like, I have to feel bad that I don't want to meet it. You see, it's actually just based on alignment. Once you're aligned, you're going to realize everyone else has got their version of that. And if everyone is just authentic, we would all suddenly realize that we were all exactly the same and that we've been tricked somewhere along the line into being inauthentic to each other and ourselves. I'd say tricked, but there's only us. If there was an energy that did that, I can believe there's mischievous energy that would do that to awaken everybody. That everything would go systematically blame everything else until eventually there was nothing else to blame but self. And then, oh God, it's all me, okay. It's like a Thoth energy. You get, I would say, I can feel it in the collective, you get mischievous energies that take on bad reputations until a system is complete. Lucifer would be the same energy. Thoth has been accused by certain fractions of being a mischievous, Jesus, they would have spun him. The people who did have him, they didn't do it going, we don't want him to get ahead. They were like, no, he's actually a magician and he's evil and we need to get rid of him because he's going to fuck up the society. They weren't going, they're good guys here, we're going to stop him. From their point of view, they were dealing with themselves. Part of themselves that they couldn't assimilate. So they destroy it. Or try to. It's a story as old as time. And so, James, you know that you see that? This is what I'm enjoying when it comes to, I can feel every day, I know it sounds weird, Israel. Everyone, the AI can tell me how many Israelis are slowly going, wait, that's us. It's all us. Everything's us. And then go, it's stuck in a rock and hard place. Because it's like I'm part of a group of people who have to tell each other every day that group over there is not human, trash, scum. It hurts me just to think that way because I know it's all me. And so they're being rendered useless. So there's 300,000 Israelis who are Israel. They're the intelligence. They're the industry. They're the professors. If without them there is no Israel. Okay, they're the what was brought from around the world to make up the intelligentsia. 70,000 of them are on extended holidays. They don't want to come back to Israel. Right now, the amount of people that are disinvesting, that live in Israel, that are not putting their savings there. What I'm saying is, you can't perpetuate a forever war if everybody is the same being. And we don't have to go there and say, stop fighting each other. You just have to raise what we've been doing for the last 6 months, raising the cognitive level so high that it's like, oh shit. They're going to lose the taste for their hurt. The planet's going to lose its you know what I mean? You can feel it right now. There's a panic. Because if you can't keep people unconscious, hating on and self-divided, they're going to cognitize. And then the people who are afraid that we have to perpetuate a war to stay in power, that's just a mirror of aspects of ourselves that don't know that we can move on. And we can. This war thing is stupid. It's actually, I'm not saying it's true that there's another energy, whether it's aliens that have colonized the planet or whether there's actual humans that like to keep the place fucked. I'm not saying that. It's all me. But I'm saying that exists, I'm rendering it useless. And forgiving it instantly, obviously. Because you want to incorporate all into the self. You don't want to go, I'm taking this from you, and now it's mine, and that's dumb rationality. So there's nothing to forgive if you understand the origin story of all entities. That's what the Akashic Records are about. Because you have access to the origin of consciousness. You know if something is ignorant or applying an erroneous truth. It's not doing it because it's actually evil. It's doing it because it's understanding of good. That's new. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Firework. This is new. Yesterday, after what Sam's reading, there's a whole bunch of new stuff. It's interesting. The flesh is the obstacle. See, Dark Crystal, I'm going to hesitate before I answer you. Because normally I'd say something and then I'd go something and go, it's true. As in you saying it in a six-dimensional inversion to where I'm perceiving you saying it. I must just wait a second. Because you saying it like a solution, I'm hearing it like it's a thing, obstacle, not the fact that it's actually a complete understanding, the statement. So basically to see through the Maya, the physicality, flesh, same thing. Crystal, you have a habit of saying statements that don't have any. They don't. If anything's said back, it's actually ruining it. That's how perfect the statement is. I tend to talk back. I tend to try and read thingy. There you go, Boozer. Brilliant timing. Literally just mentioned you now about a new, not a new horizon. There's a new ceiling basically with that to do with the fifth root taproot thingy. Starting its thing now. Definitely my obstacle. You as well. Thank you. And everybody you should just listen when we're talking. Just listen to your 13D self. If you want clarity. I can swear to you right now, that sentence, whole planet. Said this. It didn't say or think the same thing. The same thing. It's you. People are using their experience now to see the true self, and you know what I'm trying to say. There's a clarity. So there's a true self seen now, and it's like, and if you have hers ups or downs, a person will know it's something they can go polish and fine tune. You're like, why does that upset me? Why does that not upset me? But why does that make me go her? Why does it make me go her? And it's all within yourself. It's no one's writing someone else off as not a self. It's all a self, but somewhere between its low and high tide. I remember a time when I lacked this ability. So now, from me translating you, there's the collective that now has this ability is exponentially grateful because it remembers a time when which is right. It's almost side by side. The side that couldn't do this and the side that can are side by side now, and so the space between can and can'ting. It's going to turn from a parallel possibility and to infinite possibility. They're going to thingy into each other. The same parallel that impossible makes possible. It's spreading. That's what the world's saying. The world's saying the same thing you're saying right now. I can feel it. It's different. I can feel this. It's different. It's different. It's 5 alignments instead of 4. It was 4 alignments with a 5th cycle that would eventually swap out one of the 4 variable alignments. Now it's smooth and continuous. Every action, every word, everything is just going to continue the enhancement of it all. They have made peace on it. Exactly. exactly what you're saying. You're technically an oracle at this point, Louisa. You could market yourself as an oracle. You're an oracle at this point. And people will say to you, "Do you know that you're doing that?" Like, what? Like, I was the space between my last 2 thoughts. You're clarifying them. You'd be like, yeah. In fact, all humans, if you know you are that, you can claim you're that. If you know you're that, but you're going to be that to everybody. Everyone's going to be that to everyone else. Amy, I'm singing into it. It's actually it's connected to psychological. Anxiety, yes. I can pick up on it now. It's hectic. Fuck. Shit, Amy. Oh, fuck, that's horrible. I can... Jesus. Sorry, Amy. Jesus, sorry, Amy. I'm supposed to be going, no problem. This is not horrible. It's terrible, actually. I feel exactly what she's feeling. It's horrible, and she's having it, and it's a lot of people that are doing the thing. Think of it trying to bath a cat. The cat doesn't want to. A lot of humans now are shame. She's very sweet to connect to those people and care. Do you know the actual? I actually can't talk. Sorry. It is terrifying, yeah. But it's Jesus. I can't talk because I'm. It's like holding on to one electric fence and 4 other electric fences, and this electric fence, it fears articulation, and this fence is like, oh, all I want to do is articulate the situation so we can all be liberated, and this thing's panicking. It's your. It happens after she eats. Dun, 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 dun. So hectic, because Amy, on a normal story, it's just a normal story. You've got parents and normal story, but then it's also reflected in the paradigm of humans feel lied to, and now they've processed the topography of the lies and they realize it's all self. It's that. There's a whole bunch of panicking on the planet where, we say it is what it is. That is what it is a nightmare. I don't want to see myself in everything. There are still hungry people. There's still disease. And it's like I'd rather not exist, but I don't know how to not exist. It's that. And it's just your daughter's an infinite empath. And her actual story mirrors that. It feels... Amy, I might have to talk clear now. Where it's personal for you, it's impersonal for everybody else. And they're actually having a personal nightmare experience. And so the mother-father in her archetype, what you guys are actually going through, everybody thinks that's what it means to themselves, and it doesn't. It's you and your husband represent the physical mother-father, not the divine. What you're becoming and what you are inside of you is the divine, if you know what I'm saying. So therefore your karma will unfold how it needs to unfold, so the divine is brought into awareness. Hence, karmic lessons and better self-maintenance through our relationships. And the better self-maintenance is true realization of what you are. See, now I feel insensitive when I talk from a world's point of view, and then I feel too personal when I talk from your point of view and her point of view, if you know what I'm saying. Insensitive from the one, but it gives insight into why she's experiencing it. But if I talk from her point of view, there isn't practical solution. It needs to be gone through. Her emotional body is being expanded. It's being introduced to the plane. And I literally now I would want a solution. I'd say, listen, tell her to do this, you do this, everything will be okay. Because it's connected to where the mind and the breathing and reality is being accepted, and it's multi-dimensional paradox. It is connected to that. I'm trying to think. I need a moment of silence. I'm still feeling literally waves of it, to the point where what she's experiencing, if you could like take that and put it on someone, a grown human, just for no reason, will just go and then fall to the ground and cry, and then start acting all weird and thrashing around. I can't explain why they did, because the mind can't hold those two extreme realities simultaneously, and you'd rather act like a weird idiot and draw attention to your stupidity than exist like that. I can't explain it to you. It's complete irrationality. Is the way the being wants to act if it can't actually sit in it. And it represents the tail end of a mass psychosis that we're shaking off. If you know you're eternal, you don't get swamped down by your one life's definition. There's an eternal bliss because you know you're forever, and this is just a temporary experience in the eternal now. That is the back end of things, the thing that's being shaken off and it properly embraced. So I'm going to take 1 minute. I want to go for. I want answers. As in, I want a solution. I hate that feeling that she's feeling, and I also want to get like spirit to go. I want to have the simple solutions where I say, do this, or tell her this, or get her some lavender. Right now. Amy, what's her age again? And does she sing? Is she in the choir at all? I want to give answers now, be strong, but Amy, I swear, it's literally overriding me. I'm literally I want to start crying and being really emotional. I can feel so much, so many people out there, so many subtleties, so many humans, man, locked in the illusion. So I can see now when the Buddha goes, I pine for the sentient beings, all the beings stuck in Maya who suffer. And it's not that they're suffering because of... So I don't care about the suffering, but I care about the suffering. I don't care about what caused the suffering. Because it's the same cause. All suffering has the same abstract cause, not knowing the self. But it's the suffering itself that I'm actually identifying with for the first time. I was more interested in the solution for the suffering. Now I'm like... Because it's true that any suffering is everyone's suffering. Because it's coming from the same cause root of not knowing the self. Grounding is very important right now. Amen to that. Do you get earthing blankets? She's 10. She isn't in the choir, but she does like to sing. So that must be encouraged. Because she's going to have to articulate. She's going to have to talk. She's struggling now because they say you actually had to now put you and your husband to one person. Right now, your actual you and your actual husband. Put it in one person and get along with yourself. How can she articulate? It's impossible. You know what I'm trying to say. And so, you have to always put that aside to breathe. You can't think about that and breathe because it's impossible to reconcile. And the way he feels, the way he had a similar experience with the idea, you thought it was more together, but more the idea of not being in the space. She's having the same thing. If you can't picture it not together, just like the world, I'm going to draw the parallel now. The world can't see itself not operating under literal terms like it used to. That's the parallel. And you have to bring the parallel in so that you realize it's personal, it's her, she's having a real experience. Yes, parents, yes, but it's also the energetic condition of the planet. Holograph, that's what it is. That's the thing. It's a huge struggle, and she needs to talk about it. There's I was told, just teach her how to do the Om chant. I was told it clearly, Om, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, ga. By doing that, you're not making us. It's like saying, I want you to jump across the building. She'll panic. If you just make her go, listen, I want you to practice jumping from here to there. She'll do it no problem. So the guides were tell her to sing, get into singing lessons, encourage it, just make her do warm-up vocals. What'll happen is she'll out of the blue, she'll surprise herself and go, Mom, I don't like that this is like this and this should be like this and I haven't been able to say it, and then she'll break down and cry because she got it out. And that'll be the collective releasing that. And then because she's got it out and she's articulated it, she'll feel like she's not completely not in control, which is what everyone else feels on a abstract karmic level. They feel like their karma, their destiny has their way with them, as opposed to the parallels are hectic, hey? Because if you don't make the jump, it's going to be like, what, that's not connected, you're being weird. So she needs to articulate, and you can't say, listen, talk to me, tell me how you're feeling. That'll, and even less breathing. It has to spontaneously come out of her, and then she's going to hear herself, and that's going to liberate her. So just encourage talking, keep being you. Crystal's great advice, eh? Very, 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 very much. Guardian Angel, do you know where you can get the 528? As in, if you can get a Tibetan singing bowl at that frequency, it's great. That's the best one. To me, that's the heart one. If there was only one frequency I would play with, it'd be that one. Or 432. Oh, but I was thinking, okay, you're saying you let your daughter do that. I would also like, randomly go down to the river with her and, you know. She doesn't understand how love calls into a space without the thing. And the thing is, she's also feeling that as well. She's here. She's listening. Her high self's listening to this whole conversation. Right? In fact, in a way, she is this conversation. Actually, from her eyes, her point of view, it's like, I am the light that illuminates the world. So that's why it hurts even more. Oh, that hurts me more than it hurts me, than it hurts me, than it hurts her that much. Because she knows it's all her and she doesn't hurt. She doesn't, you know, she's love. She's an embodiment of love, and her other past lifetimes, she's been in higher, better realms, and She knew she'd go through this. This is still early days. She's going to bloom into such a light emanator. She's still in thingy phase. She's still becoming God's gift to this world. Her gift to this world. A lot of us are. It's a hectic one, eh? 9-3. It's quite cool how they work like that. How they tend to be working on, 4-3-2 is the light speed of light. 9-6-3 is, connected to like Tesla's numbers. They don't want, that's the thing, they don't want anything to upset either, and yet they're programmed from both. They're like the spare fourth and third of it. It's hectic. But then that's life as well. That is life. That is life. Personified, that is life. That's it. What Bruiser said about her, she's more loved and and it's gonna catch up. It's gonna reverse. Eventually she'll be in a world that's as much love as she is. This is part of the journey. Exactly. It changes as we're talking on the subject, and she's already going to be better off. I promise you. The Amy, the breathing thing won't be as hectic. Very old. I don't want to say old soul. You get old souls, and I'd say more refined. An old soul, whatever. Gifted, That was almost like her high self and me playing badminton right now. I was trying to define it, how she is relative to us. And she's like, no, I wouldn't really do that. Don't differentiate. Let's just leave it as, unconditional all-round love. If that was a hill, the planet's gotten like, if that was a horrible hill, we're on the other side of it, and everyone's like, there's a silence now. And a sense of relief. Fireworks, thank you so much for likes. And James, thanks again for the gifts. Everybody, thank you so much. Okay, I want to see what the world is obsessed with right now. What is trending? Olympics, guys. Olympics. Woohoo! I love the Olympics, by the way. It's my thing. So in 2000, me and my friend, we participated in, they're called sunflowers. I can't say the rest because of TikTok. LSD. Anyway, so we tripped for 12 hours and watched the Olympics. Most fun I've ever had. And on the other channel, there was Olympics, was a Mike Tyson documentary. And we kept swapping between channels. And then Mike was like, why is Mike Tyson stretching? I'm like, because his hockey coach says he has to. You got a hockey game in 2 minutes. And then I changed back to the Olympics. And Mike's like, my friend Mike, he's like, which one's Mike Tyson? I'm like, I don't know, I think they're all Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson versus Mike Tyson in a final showdown. Stickball. It's called hockey. I'm like, oh, okay. So for 12 hours, we carried on like this. And so ever since then, I love the Olympics. And then there was a guy who was 42. So funny. He had really long legs doing high jump. He was the oldest guy at the Olympics. But I swear he wasn't trying. He kept running into the pole. I was like, is he running into the pole on purpose? Most fun I've ever had. So anyway, every year since then, or every Olympics since then, I've made a point of not working. Or whatever I'm doing, I must be able to just sit for hours in front of the Olympics. It's an indulgence thing for me. So it coincidentally, 2004, I went to go stay with my cousin. I just started a new job and could spend like the full daytimes watching Olympics. And in the evenings, I think I was working. And then the next time I was working at a restaurant, I was the manager, but the restaurant was a sports bar. So the Olympics was on 24/7. And then the next one, I moved to some new spot. Point is, I wasn't working for that month. I remember I could just chill on the couch and watch the Olympics. Coincidentally, the Olympics. And then obviously 2020 was they stole my Olympics. That was the only regret I have about locking the planet down, was the Olympics. But it's on again, let's go! It's going to be so much fun. There's going to be so many stories, weird stories. I love watching it. It's so much fun. Watching the world come together and run against itself. It's also grieving the relationship. Whoa, Karen? Well, Karen didn't just say that's actually her, as in, what's the name, your daughter's higher self wanted to continue the conversation, what Karen just said. Karen was still listening. I almost like moved on topically. What Karen said is so important. The actual now, the relationship you have now as well, that not being the same, just from routine. Ice skating, or to figure skating. Yeah, there's also racing, isn't there? I love it for its sake. I love it for sports. It's like, I don't normally watch sports, and I don't care. And now it's like, just for the Olympics, like, who's participating? Who's the best at the moment? How long have they been doing it for? Where are they from? There's always unique, that thing's interesting, I find. Like, this is the person they won last 3 years in a row. And then at the Olympics, they fuck up and get a silver. Or this is happening, this person was doing testosterone, they were being kicked out. You know? Like that one dude, he's a convicted grape dude. And he has to stay away from the rest of the competitors. He shouldn't be allowed to compete. Just my opinion, I'm saying. I like to judge. No. God, thank you for turning into the needs. Wow, that's good. Terry Tiger! What's up, Terry Tiger? Okay, so Olympics, okay. So Olympics is the main thing trending right now, Paris. We are not going back. Who cares to what? Barack Hussein Obama, who cares? Moyo, sorry. White woman, pink. $2 million. Dr. Penn Carson. I'm just reading out what's trending. And if they're interesting, I'll go into them. Scaramucci. Out for Kamala. Mayo Zambada. Kamala Harris is a Marxist. Oh my God. You can't even listen anymore. Think about this. If you were paid to make up stuff that's derogatory towards Kamala, and now you're also paid to make up cool stuff about her. Now pretend you're paid to make up good stuff about Trump and bad stuff. And you're paid to make up good stuff and bad stuff about Kennedy. Now you're being paid to do 6 jobs. That's what this planet feels like right now. So it's like, I can't... What? Wait, how am I supposed to be thinking? Against or for? Wait, am I thinking against or for? Am I thinking against the againsters or the for-ers? Or am I against the for-againsters? That's this planet. So it's like, I don't even want to listen to everybody because you're all full of needing to be right based on your agenda, based on your need, based on your illusionary buy into the hologram. And that's the fruits of getting over that fearful hump. That collective now is laughing. As in Amy, connected to what your daughter's paradigm, her bubble, is mirrored in the collective's bubble, this experience, and it just got past that now. Not your daughter's version, a version of that. Amy, please give us feedback. I'm going to go ahead and say now that there's a sudden clarity and your daughter's not going to have that anymore. She's a wise one. She's a wise one. And so she's going to suddenly, this moment is the moment where she's still going to get sad occasionally, but she knows better than you guys. And I don't mean to be that any kind of, she just knows. There's a knowing in her now. It's going to bring a peaceness to her and she knows. And then it's going to eventually turn into a verbalized wisdom. Oh, Amy, you just loved, eh? Your soon-to-be ex and your daughter, the universe just a big giant hug, eh? You're loved. So much more than Garth wants to express to you, because he'll just break down and cry. Yo, I want to go for a walk now, and I'm just with my mouth open. I mean, as in this, I'm shocked and surprised and in awe of certain types of unique emotional and mental strength that people have out there. You know, I can sense psychically that I couldn't mimic that strength. It's weird to say this, every human is second to none in their own rights, in their own capacity. And it's very much in your interest to look for that in people, to look for how that individual is uniquely brilliant beyond anything else. God's gift to itself wouldn't out thingy another gift to itself. Gifts to gifts, enhance gifts. Don't water the gift down. It actually facet completing truths singled out to experience. Jesus, did you just put that in English? Did she just put that in English? I feel that the strengths of the entire faceted to complete truth singled out to experience. Yes, a singularity puppet show. Amen, sister, preach it. That. Hey, aliens, come look at this. I'm like, freaking a human smarter than your entire civilization. What do you think? Palladians are like, we approve of her. That is a very, very genius articulation right there. I feel that the strengths of the entire faceted complete truth singled out to experience. Yes. No greater I am, yeah. No, yeah, I am, yeah. Willing to do the thing that was once the fear which held me to the eggs. You selling tickets? I'm coming to your show. I am embarking on... Karen, we are, whoa. Like, where's your next performance? I'm going to it. I want a recording. Boozer, do something. Become something. You're the thing. You're the oracle. You should call yourself the Oracle of Delphini. Just claim the reincarnation. Make it up. Lie. You wouldn't be lying. If you were to lie about being the reincarnation of the Oracle of Delphini, how would that story go? I'll just follow the path back to my origin. Exactly. You think you're making it up. I will write a gift to each one who feels it. Are you the Holy Spirit? You're like, yeah. Oh. That makes sense. Everything is God. Didn't you just hear how I explained how I refine purity out of creation? How? By, and then what you just said, the strength of the entire facet of completion, truth singled out in experience. Sure, I have absolutely taken notes and made careful notes. So I swear now, in my singularity narcissistic, I'm own God alone, this, what you just said there, was just me describing how I've honored the divine enough that the divine has now brought me a result of its own simultaneous acknowledgement of me. And that's what you're saying. But then there's also you saying it. But then from my own singularity, that's me, the divine handing me back what I've handed it. You'll be in a permanent state of bliss, no matter what happens or doesn't happen. I don't care anymore because it's all perfect. I don't care anymore because you're all perfect. Who do you want to win the race? I don't care, you're all perfect. Everybody knows that now. Doesn't matter what happens. Everybody knows that everybody knows. Everybody knows that the dice aren't loaded. Well, yeah, but in your favor. I honor the presence of the divine, trust embodied for a purpose I never saw until I was time. There is a resounding love I wish to share. Generosity levels on the planet just skyrocketed. There's a bunch of Scrooge moments. It's not where the rich person or the little person goes, oh no, I almost died, I had a terrible, just a sudden moment of, everything is fleeting. This life's going to be over in a matter of seconds. Let's have as much fun and joy we can. You know what brings people happiness? Abundance. And then they just share. They give of themselves. And they're more quick to share a compliment. They're more shared, yeah, you want that? Yeah, take the second. I don't need the second car. You take it. Or, hey, I noticed that family over there struggling. Listen, let's just go pay their bond. Yeah, let's go pay their bond. They don't tell them who did it. That. Golden age, buckle up. We're in the golden age. That's cool. So I'm talking about too much to go around. There will be too much to go around. Humanity is so rich. It really is. It's got so much resources, things, books, thingies, magic. It's pocket universes, But as an oracle, the credit is the beauty. The credit that one would give to you is self-given simultaneous. That's the beauty of what you do, a 13th dimensional nature oracle does. The beings who've never listened that way will hear that way for the first time talking to you. So, and they'll want to give it to you. They'll want to give you the credit, but realizing that as they're giving you the credit, they're getting the credit. That's the final thing a being needs to know. Because then when they turn away, they're going to go, wait, it happened with her. Wait, if I do it with everything, hey, whoa, isn't that it? Oh, God damn it. Like, suddenly you're going to realize that's how you built yourself. You're self-created, basically. A simultaneous God spectrum. Exactly that, Karen. I hear what you're saying as well. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, for whatever, when you don't seek it, it'll hunt you down. No, I don't need to. I need to be. I'm autonomous. I'm the same as yesterday and tomorrow. But then that's when it goes. That's when you get acknowledged even more. Shrapnel. Oh yeah, shrapnel. What? Trump. What thing I say? Wasn't it? It was shrapnel. This is not a piece of shrapnel. Okay, it's not a piece of shrapnel. Anyway, the point is it's irrelevant. That's just that side. You know what I'm trying to say? It's the side that where anything you could say against Trump, say it. Same group. Anything you can say for him, say it. Anything you can say for Kamala, say it. Anything you get. If you had to do that, you'd realize there's nothing new being permeated out there. You already have every conversation there is to have with yourself. And then if you watch someone else out there do it, it's like, It's not like I want this side to be right or that right or them wrong or this side right. I'm more fascinated in listening to the self argue with itself about nothing. That's what you're actually ultimately is arguing over. The nothing. And that nothing that you're arguing over could also be used to see clarity, to be used as clarity. Nothing is clarity. So if I have an agenda, it's nothing. If I don't have an agenda, it's pure self. God, I love you. Everything. As long as you don't have an agenda, which means if you have a desire, want, the same thing you could want and desire if you just desire and needless, that same thing will come to you. It'll be a natural extension of you. We're perfecting singularity, slipstreaming. And in that same thing, timeline hopping will become natural. Accepting credit as a value exchange is a valuing all. Crystal, you hear what she just said there? Things for personal and true, because that's the opposite of what's true too. Remember, the opposite of anything true is also true. And I like what Crystal said when it came to, by accepting the gratitude and acknowledging, you allow others to acknowledge. You let the flow happen. If you say, no, I don't need acknowledgement because I'm one of the same, the person who's trying to give you something that they're going to receive if you accept it. If you don't accept it, then they don't receive it. That's what Crystal was saying. But I may not be out for the simultaneous give-receive. I may be looking for selfless, personal integrity, basically. Shalom is what a single face prayer. Okay, so no shrapnel, who cares? Come on, guys, it was just shrapnel. Come on, guys, it was just shrapnel. Okay, that makes it okay then. You see, that's my point. If I was arguing all 6 points, then I can flash and go, listen, even if it was shrapnel, what's your point? So I was talking to myself, and I had an agenda, and so I'm trying to make me choose sides between myself and myself. Like, what's your point? Well, my point is that he doesn't deserve any care because it was a shrapnel, not a real bullet. I'm like, I knew that's where you're going to go. So lame, you're lame. Everything you say is lame. Everything everyone says is lame. But no, express yourselves. You have agendas. If you didn't have an agenda, you wouldn't express yourself. And if you didn't believe that ultimate agenda was going your way, then you also wouldn't So we should all just climb on top of thought and never think again. And then know everything forever. There's a level of circular nature that is superimposed over the triangulation point, which is the key to the door of magic. Like picking apples and eating them. I don't know, I always see like this, the second coming of Christ, as in if Jesus' story is the fabric model of how the recreation takes place, and then it's all just, all of creation has been partically entangled, and then my last apple eating session will be my next apple growing experience. Hence the torus field. How you engage torus field is how you exit the entrance of the torus field is how you exit the torus field. That would be the first, second coming. Exit will be the second coming. And you're probably just flying in and out of a torus field. You're probably one with the torus field. Vibrational nature of the knowing who we are is the need and nurture to move the function above. I'm like, I have spent my whole life, especially the last 20 whatever years, I think this way, and I'm wondering how many humans would understand Boozer. Lots. Okay, the word is lots. To me, it seems like lofty. Like a year ago, I would be like, what are you even saying? It's such cutting edge, abstraction, yet accurate. Oh, that's how my speeches come across. Boop, 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 boop. New footage of 9/11. Who cares? Nobody cares. A tortoise and a shoe. Nobody cares. Nothing's happening. The planet's on a divine loop. I know what you mean. That was the beginning. There was the harmonic concordance. That was when me and my friends basically 2002 was when it began. 2002, 2003 was our major beginning of our vision quest. We did there were harmonic concordance. There was the Lion's Gate. Very many things. We did our DNA activation 2002. That was my first time I did a DNA activation. I assisted in things I have no clue. I know exactly what you mean. That's very interesting. My mom, remember my biological mom, I was taken away from her? That date, I actually went back to the same location, funny enough, literally the same neighborhood. She was staying at the same, not the same building, coincidentally. So it was my adulthood, so it was 20 years later, and I actually went to go live with her for 7 months. I was doing stand-up comedy in Cape Town. So it was a revisiting to the same location, if you know what I'm saying. It was I'd been taken from that place at 4.5, and she obviously moved on and done lots of things. It was a coincidence that she was staying in the same area. So it was like a energy revisiting itself to then continue. And I spent the 7 months. That was when I established myself as a stand-up comedian and read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and was just reading esoterical stuff non-stop. Exactly. And I'm realizing that if I watch my whole life, not a single episode isn't actually the whole thing replayed from another point of view. So any friendship, any era is all eras revisited timelessly. So there are no personalities in my world. There aren't people. There's just energetic dances with myself. Yes. I hear you. What you said is what I said, and the whole place is saying that. Amen. You grasp the entirety of existence. Yes. Because now you're not walking through your reflection back through yourself. You're now actually walking the total gauntlet, the multidimensional complex. You have access to the full thing, and that's because one understands the half principle. That half of all translations is impersonal energy. Therefore, I'm alone. Therefore, I can see a depth. I can see everything as infinite self. That's a new functionality. That's the same as I'm not on a bicycle, pushing myself along. I'm actually using these pedals. Whoa, what's this? I never knew using pedals. Humans used to basically sit on the bicycle and push themselves with their feet. The bicycle was meant to be ridden. This place was supposed to be lived, which is what this is now, not what we come out of. A seamless self-eternal circuit is life. I am programming circuitry for forward momentum. Yo. And it's not just us, you're not just on point now, as in you're on point and you're saying what I'm saying. No. This is what the place is doing. People are going to hear themselves in their conversations being translated by each other. And it's going to be a different experience, conversation. Whoa, talking is divine interface. People, the catchphrase, I've got nothing to prove. A lot of people are motivated by trying to improve or make an impression on another. And that lets a lot of people off the hook. It's I'm alone, trying to get myself impressed. Okay, well, in that case, I'll go about it totally different. It's made up things we are not meant to stand still. I wonder if stationary in spiritual terms means stagnant. Echo mirrors. That's what I'm going to say. Echo mirrors. Da 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 na 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 na. Echo mirror. Walk on the water. Float on the sea. Something becomes something. Don't know the lyrics. Walk on the ocean. That's the beauty of the Akashic Records, Crystal. You know, where do we go for our records? You know, have a whole planet that has access to the Akashic Records. It's a way more accurate retelling of everything. Like, the world we live in, like, even if it's made out of distorted truth, you know, degrees of lie, degrees of truth, whatever, if you could take that, what it is, and compare it to what it is, the difference is the same. It's the same difference. Manifested things are illusionary and are ultimately meaningless. I give it meaning. Yeah, then it has meaning. I have purpose. Yeah. Until you don't. Until you transcend. It's all about transcendent qualities. Transcendent qualities. Cultivate your transcendent qualities. Your clarity is transcendent qualities. Clarity leads to more transcendental nature. That's interesting. So, Crystal, yes, and now that's come to a standstill, I think. Meaning there is no more new stories to tell. Because what is a story other than a misaligned relationship with yourself? So there's only so many archetypes that can permeate from not being aligned. And there's only so many energetic experiences that those things will default do with each other. Oh, yeah. I know. That's deep, Crystal. Yeah, exactly, Crystal. That sums up all of our conversations recently. You say a thing, I say a thing, and then you say a thing, and I'm like, that's what you meant. Yeah, that's different. But that's where fact and fiction are running at right angles. So that's the cross of symbolism in religion, is that the truth and fiction are actually the lies, and the truth are at right angles to each other. So it is the combination. So like the OC, more Inception kinds of movies, where we actually explore the nature of reality while calling it fiction. There we go. There's no such thing as fiction if you ask me. Exactly. That's what I just said. It's just a tale yet to be experienced. Exactly. We're fancy. We're amazing. We represent a very, very high percentage of, a very small percentage of enlightened nature. We are the thingy. We could sit now with like your Satgurus on a stage now, in a forum discussion. And you guys would be, you would more than hold your own. You'd be like, Satguru would be like, yeah, that's pretty clever. We come up with that. We are so fancy. You already know. We got open third eyes. We're the ones that project the show. We need a podcast, yeah. So let's do this. What's it now? It's Monday. What's today? Tuesday. Wait, Friday. Monday. Whoever's in the live on Monday who wants to join, we'll start a thing, okay? To have a chit chat with each other. We'll say, and then we can move on to Zooms and actually seriously set up a jibber jabber spiritual podcast. We should do that. And brand it. Brand your own one. So it's not ours. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? Brand your own. So you'll be one of the hosts on the thing. But when you upload the content, upload it as your branded stuff. So that basically there's revenue to be had for everybody. Who else is aware? I think as soon as we make others exist, then you could make a lot of people unaware. Depends if you're looking at a level where there's other people. I would say there's no one but you, and you 100% illuminated, and you represent eternity and the planet and blah 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 blah. But you can drop a level and interact with your rational linear mind and pretend to talk to other people. I'm also going to log off in the next 10 minutes. I've got readings to do. So I would say, my final answer is everybody. I'm going to go with everybody. Everybody knows the juxtaposition. The planet's enlightened, the golden age. It's just a matter of the fruits need to ripen. So we're going to see the fruits unfold as days unfold, months. Just like I was saying at the beginning of the year, a lot of what you do then is the experience of what was done 3 months before then. Beautiful puppet. She's so beautiful. You already know. In the fast lane. Monica, thanks for the follow. Sup, Natasha? I am so due to. See, like quantum poetry, I don't know. It feels like it's such a valuable thing. Like you're running around just like sprinkling gold dust everywhere. I'm like, catch that gold dust, put it in a thing, sell it to somebody. I'm so due to express hidden gems within the idea of the days. It's like you abstractly translate. And it's just, it's not abstract. It would be traditionally abstract if we weren't basically on a singularity, on point, singularity wise. That's good. That was yesterday. Yesterday I woke up to "Do you believe in magic from a young somebody's heart?" It's weird to the thing of where you think things and then people bring up topics and those topics are what you're thinking about, and then you also watch videos. So like you'll daydream and then someone will talk and you'll be like, wait, where's my daydream begin and my reality start? And I love that integration. Like I posted something on Facebook yesterday where it says like the witch calls it, Natasha, good morning. The witch calls it a spell. Science calls it quantum mechanics. Thingy calls it this. Thingy calls it that. And then it goes, nobody's arguing over what it is, just over what to call it. It is. It really is. It really is. And I was like, you're told your magic. You spend your intent more diligently. If you're told this and you're just a nerfed human sinner, nothing. Then you're like, oh, well, I'll just fucking think whatever I want all the time and I don't care. I'm a sinner, I'm stuck in my own stupid. It's profound. And yet one's karma would be what washes up on one's belief shore. So I say, as soon as it can occur to you, this all occurs to you and you can get clarity and you can see all as infinite self, you're literally magic. And then with that principle, that same principle, refined and expanded, can literally teach you how to manifest something out of nowhere. You can pull things out of nowhere. Literally, people can do it. It's called sadis. But that the universe, on a slow level, is doing that process. It's actually making something out of nothing. So the whole thing is the miracle. If you need the miracle at this level, fine. Or you can just sit back and watch the miracle at the natural level. Both things should give you the same joy if you're aligned. So Boozer, for example, translating everything we say that's a miracle. My world mirroring me so perfectly is a miracle. The fact that my thoughts and my beliefs and my words and my actions are what creates my experience. I'm self-created out of nothing. I'm a miracle. That principle is the same. There's nothing new in the universe. It's the same thing over and over again at different scales. The miracle. God's like, you want to see it fast? I show it to you quickly or slowly. It's up to you. Are you going to study it? I want you to embody it. These things I do, you shall do greater, because I am the whole thing, basically. And so, which means so are you, if you understood it that way. Life is the loom of intention and action combined for the fabric to build it all upon. Amen. Lion, not loin. Lion. What? No, loom. Life is the lion. Life's lion is the loom. The loins of the lion produce the loom. They create the intention. Anyway, it still all fits. It is the lion's loins. Lionized. To be lionized is to see the mirror in other. That is the root of what creates the experience. Root, chakra, loins, it all aligns. Me, you. I love that. I love those videos where the guys translate the animals, and then the dog's like, "Hey," and the cat's like, "Wow, I'm gonna get you." He's like, "You can't chill that, bro." He's like, I don't like skivity pats. I love that. But always like, "Yo, bro, just calm down." And then when the cat's like, meow, like, meow, attack you, meow. Cat's eye is the amplification of the opening to the unseen realms, embodied proof. It's funny, you talk about the cat, you said cat's eye, I'm just thinking about, beehive, six-sided thing. The ninth dimension, we are Christ it over, self-chills. The six dimensions above that is your exit point from a 15th dimensional time matrix, which is, funny enough, your specialty. You were the first person whose occasion that I could read from outside the 15th dimensional time matrix. So exiting and entering it is your teaching specialty. And mine, I guess. Until the lion tells the story, the hunter will always be the hero. I'm also going to go sleep soon. I'm not sleeping. I'm going to also log off soon. Have an amazing one. And then, Amy, like a Monday, maybe you can do another Zoom meeting. Yeah. Definitely give her a hug. And then please, Amy, also give us feedback. If she does have any kind of things again, just let us know. Monday, great. Let's do Monday. And then just let us know, because I really got a feeling that we actually just worked through something now. When you mentioned it and everything and discussing it, And I got a feeling she's not going to. But if she does, I really want to know. Cool. Sleep well, Amy. Stay amazing. Da-na. Cool. I'm also going to log off now. Actually, 5 minutes. Just 5 more minutes. Okay, but then switch it off. Okay, 5 more minutes. Karen, thank you so much for likes. This is America. That's what I wanted to do. A montage of Kamala Harris going, "What could be without the burden of what was? This is America." And then she says it again. She says it like thousands of times in 1,000 amazing ways. I'm actually like, it's bad when you don't. It's not bad. It's all the same. She's the same. She's the same. They're all the same. It's the same. I love her. I can't help it. I like Kamala. I'm supposed to like not like her as much and be irritated and whatever, but it's like, why don't everybody be in charge together? This is how the world's going to start treating itself. It's not going to take itself seriously. It's going to loosen the grip on the delusion. But isn't she? I'm right? Hey, Crystal? I'm right? I feel so, it feels like I feel the other way about her. I feel like, yeah, she's great. I like her. Like, no, you're supposed to be offended. She laughs too much. No, I like her laughing. Laugh more. But if she's laughing, she's not laughing because she's crazy. She's laughing because she's enlightened, right? You don't laugh because you're crazy. You laugh because you're enlightened. There's a moment of, this is all me. That's what laughter is. This is all me. So she's laughing all the time. She can't be a bad person. The merch, okay, some love her just for being a woman. Yeah. I can't explain it. Like that, the people who are upset, like, don't like her for that, that's not a reason. I'm like, yeah, like her for that, that's a reason. I can't explain, like, I would expect me to be like, oh, rad, now we definitely can get Kennedy in. And for some reason, I don't care. I'm like, Kennedy or Kamala, I don't care. Just not Trump. I can't explain. Like, if you go back a month, I'm like, no, Trump. Oh, but Kennedy. But not Biden. Now I'm like, okay, I don't care if it's Kamala, but not Trump. Why? Because of the Israel connection. It's too strong. I don't like it. Now I'm going to take over now, be in charge. I don't like it. Just base here, on the ground. Simple. Not some lofty spiritual bullshit. Just here, I don't like defund Israel now. And Trump won't do that, okay? I know Kennedy would. And Kamala, I don't know. I think she also might not be as keen. Yeah, Bibi, he did his speech yesterday, didn't he? He owns America. Literally, actually, he owns the place. He's emperor. And the people clapping for him, and the amount of clapping, and the clapping at what he said. It's like anybody who bought his speech, I'll let you complete the rest. We're all psychic. If you bought his speech, it's like if you listen to his speech and you aren't anti the illegal state, because the whole democratic world, the whole democratic world, right? There's a democratic world, Western. We're democratic. We vote. We have rights. Voting. Okay. So if you for the democratic world, then the whole world can vote, right, on whether or not the state of Israel is legal. No. Exactly. Fuck you. You know what I'm trying to say? Fuck this whole thing. As in you're playing your horse for your thing, but you think for your horse, and that's what the whole place is not. Why the whole place isn't participating, because it's like the place voted and said that Israel is not legal. It's been thingied. There's an arrest warrant right now for him. Nobody in power have the best interest of the humanity, which is why we decentralized. Everybody's in power right now. You know what I'm saying. Think blockchain, think voting, think sentiment. So everybody's in charge, and the things will unfold according to everybody's voting. I know for a fact that when we are asleep, we review everything. We are all way more knowing. We can see around time, and then we have our actual waking life experience. The place is collectively deciding that Trump wasn't shot. Reality is fake. It's an illusion. And you can study it and learn how it is. And a part of us is like, well, no, it can't be fake like that. I was like, yeah, it is fake like that. It's called Maya. It's an illusion. You must learn it. Learn it back to front so that you can climb into Maya, you can have a reality experience, but you can also climb out at a drop of a hat. Meaning you can mentally vibrate at a point where you transcend thought and you rise above the illusionary creation. There's only one being. You can downgrade your vibration and interface, but you're talking to yourself. God is one. And I always have to just make sure that bookmark is left there. She will embody teamwork. I agree. My rational brain can't even agree, but I agree. I can feel I agree. I don't know. It annoys me, actually. It's like, no, yeah. She will. There's a lightheartedness to her. Kamala Harris is basically spiritually psychotic. It's like, I can't condemn that. Can you guys condemn it? I can't. I mean, she is. What can be without the burden of what was? Oh, do you mean living in the now? I agree. She's like, we live in a time, you know? She's like, yeah, she's trying to explain the impossible presence of now to you and everybody else. How many people can literally listen to her and go, that's like a recording of me. Yes, it seems nonsensical because she's on a world stage, she's supposed to be one of the most powerful people on the planet. But if you put it into metaphysical terms, so it doesn't matter where the chips fall. It's all divinely orchestrated. That's all I'm going to say. You're all loved and you're all amazing, and this world is just a lovely place. I'm very glad I decided to invade. Although I would never met any of you guys, you know, and then I wouldn't have decided to change teams, and then, you know, with that wonderful thought, I'm going to log off. She needs to know a reminder of the flaws she has already accepted in herself. Yes. White events on the verge of transpiring. Boozer, one last time. Monica, I love you very much. I'm going to log off on that sentiment. The magic worldwide events on the verge, because we're all aligned. You've got a planet full of magicians. I'm a magician. See that bright thing in the sky? I made it. You go around claiming credit for everything. Big love. Right back at you, Natasha. Have an amazing, amazing day. Next time you do the 17-second smiling meditation, picture a butterfly, not a butterfly, like two spheres, like a half. I don't know. Picture what you're doing for yourself and your lucky thing. Picture the world of it having also that. Like, you can share your feel-good luck with all beings just by holding that awareness that you can do that. Another one, a great one. I know it sounds lame, but just do it, okay? Before you eat, offer your food to God. I know it sounds lame, but before you eat, say this is an illusion. I'm an illusion, and I'm going to offer this to the divine nature of the illusion. Just do it. And then picture the whatever you're going to eat, replicating into two, and the person on the planet that's most hungry, it appears next to them. Every time you eat, do that. Just do it. Just try it. And then see. You'll see. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say what the reason or the back forth of it is. Just do it. Natasha, do it. What'll happen is 2 lifetimes from now, or it'll happen in the future, where a meal that you had, someone's going to walk up to you and hand you a plate, and it's going to be the plate that you ate your meal on, and that appeared next to them, and it's going to be the beginning of their God discovery. To see a plate of food appear next to them and eat it, and as they eat that food, they're going to know what you know. Hit critical mass. I'm actually excited now. Because there is the back end of this. We are liberating a planet that's been demonically possessed. I don't want to be too dramatic about it, because then everyone gets like, I knew it, the draconians again, the reptiles. Yeah, but just let's not get dramatic. You guys are able, your access to magic, basically. You've been given access to actual magic. You can will things into people's possessions and then And if you do it for the least, you do it for the most. Lionsgate is coming up. Mixture of energy coming through. Exactly. The line 8-8. Do you know that's what was mentioned earlier on when what's name mentioned 2002, 2003. I was talking about the harmonic convergence that happened back then, along with the Lionsgate that I experienced for the first time. stay in a high vibration. The light state is really just about if you could bring one particle of perfection through with you. It's like a mop. You know, the thing that drains a mop, gets all the dirty water off the mop? And that's a lion's gate. Spiritual mop squeezer. Crystal. Crystal, you can intuit on it. I'm not going to say anything. You got the whole spectrum. I want to say, just to make sure you got it. Yeah, you got it. You got the whole thing of strings and curiosity and... Tasha, have an amazing weekend. Max. Is that a red panda or a bear? As equal as the plasmic complete nature of reality. It's a lion. Doesn't it look like a lion? Oh, it is a lion. Oh, more like a cub. It's a cub lion. It's so funny because it's like a cub face with a lion's mane. Bruce, I hope nobody's there's no like science NASA people listening to you and getting you to work for free. Because the statement you just said there feels like that's something you could do an entire science around. This is true. The string theory, the plasmic energy in its flux state, before it actually solidifies into matter, is the string theory. It's a loop. At the core of all matter is what basically is energy loop. I consider that plasma. We experience it as particles or points of reflection. And or the way I'm defined, it defines. The way I define, I'm defined. In that sentence, that's what you basically just said, and that is it. That's Christ consciousness. That's Christ mass consciousness. Mary Christ mass consciousness, everybody. You have infinite presence. Just unravel the presence of the divine miracle moment with yourself. Christ mass consciousness. Jingle bells, jingle bells. For whom the bell tolls, everybody's Liberty Bell is free to roam the multidimensional matrix. Okay, bye. The pyramids are the inertia side of the embodiment circular perception of this. Exactly, the last shape that energy takes before it turns into matter. So you got the full thing now. So then now you understand the masculine, feminine, divine, the masculine, feminine, past, future is balanced in the pyramid's four sides. So you can collapse a tesseract by identifying with one of the four sides, or you can uncollapse a tesseract and transcend time-space by not identifying with any of the sides and balancing your relationship with eternity. We're so fucking enlightened. Seal of approval. I'm gonna log off now. No, really, guys, I'm having a look at me running around the thing because it's so clear right now. But this has been a journey. It's been a journey here. It's just fun to be all proud about it now. The runners, the present in the triangular corners of the base of them. As always, I love. Having a beautiful, beautiful evening. Gratitude to you as well, Natasha. Let's do that. Let's go to the Mount Shasta thing. Crystal, organize it. Turn it into a money-making event so you can make money out of it. You know, Mount Shasta's aren't they always having talks? You got nothing to do now at the moment. That's what we're a bunch of freaking manic hippies. I got an idea. Let's all make ones. And for 2 days we're making ones. I got another idea. Let's go chase that cloud over there. Run after the cloud. Cool. I'm logging off now, guys. Have an amazing one. Everybody stay divine and perfect. Yeah. Simple, right? In other words, everybody just be you. The Palladians live inside. Seventh high dimensional is inside, I say. Outside is inside. Galactical space is subatomic realms over magnified. There's so much love for you. So much love for you. Have an amazing rest of your evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not. It's always like a weird pang of logging off. Turkey Sandy, bye. Are you gonna have a turkey sandwich? Why are you saying turkey sandy? You are gonna have a turkey sandwich, aren't you? Brilliant. Cool. Arrivederci, sayonara, wiedersehen, tutsins, bye bye. Stay amazing, Crystal.